Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Football Manager 2023 beta is here and we are fixing the foxes in this beta save. Leicester City, here we come. And if you're excited for Football Manager 2023, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We want to get 200 subscribers before the release of the full game on the 8th of November. And let's get into it. Let's manage Leicester City and fix the foxes. So here we are, Derby takes charge of Leicester City, £115,000 a week. Tactics induction we'll come to in a little bit. Supporter profile update, play entertaining football, develop players using the club's youth system, finish above Nottingham Forest in the league and record a Premier Division top half finish. All that should be pretty simple with what we've got at our disposal. 23,000 season ticket holders, 35,760 on the waiting list, 4 million followers on social media, and supporters influence on the board is high, 4 out of 5, so that might have an issue going into this. Hardcore 9%, core 32%, family 22%, fairweather that's 16%, corporate 2% and casual 19%. Club vision and expectations meted, become the recognised best of the rest, be competitive in the FA Cup and be competitive in the Carabao Cup, and in the next 5 years it is just to become recognised as best of the rest. You need to work within the wage budget and play attacking football. We'll accept that, that's very simple. Injury updates, Ryan Bertrand 4 to 5 months with a damaged knee cartilage, Wilfred Ndidi for a couple of days, Ricardo Pereira damaged Achilles tendon 8 to 9 months, Thanawat damaged cruciate ligaments 12 to 13 months, and Danny Ward with a damaged knee cartilage 2 to 6 weeks on him as well. Transfer window is open. In terms of finances, we have 10 million at our disposal with a little bit of wage budget to play with, if £80,000 of wage budget to play with, so hopefully we can find some players. I mean, go into the squad list. Our best player on star rating is Jamie Vardy, 4-star current ability. I just want to auto size all these columns, make it look a little bit better. James Maddison, second best player. Yuri Tillemans is up there. Keenan Dewsbury Hall also up there. Wilfred Ndidi, Timothy Castagna. Now look at this, we've got some decent looking centre backs in terms of star rating. We have as well, we have Timothy Castagna who can play wing back on both sides. Michael Brighton also can play as a wing back. James Justin can also play as wing back on both sides as well. Luke Thomas, 4-star current potential ability, can also play as a wing back on the left hand side. So we may go with wing backs for the Yannick Vestergaard still there. Daniel Iverson or Iverson. It's always been Iverson to me in terms of Danish with that spelling, but I think it's Iverson. He's there. Danny Ward is there. Both of those are 2.5 star. Maybe we need to look at bringing in a goalkeeper. And in the development centre, as we get the induction, thought we could skip that. Yep, let's finish that. We have Sammy Braybook, who is a 2-star current ability player. I don't know, is there anyone that's going to stand out in here in terms of star rating? Sammy Braybook and Marcel Madivedua, who is a central midfielder, attacking midfielder, and a goalkeeper out on loan as well. Nothing really that's going to get into the first team. Obviously this is going to be a short-term save, so we're not going to focus too much on the developing youth players. We start our season with an away tie at West Ham, we then take on Man City and Everton. It's a pretty tough start to the season. Fulham and Leeds round off the end of August. Hopefully we can get a bit of a run going in those games, especially there with Forest coming after that. Newcastle and Spurs are going to be difficult games, and in the month of October Brighton are in there, Wolves are in there, Bournemouth are in there, so there's a few winnable games there as well. Hopefully we can put a bit of a run together, but let's get into some transfer business and let's hopefully strengthen this squad. And before we get into transfers, we've just set up what we want to do. So we've gone for a 5-2-1-2, 5-3-2 with an attacking midfielder. Across the back, we've gone with Soyuncu, Fayez and Amate. Justin as the left wing back, Castagna as the right wing back. Dewsbury Hall and Tielemans are the midfield duo. Madison in front of them, and Iheanacho and Daka are up front. That was a quick pick with the assistant manager, so we will look more into that as we go through it, but that is where we're looking at the moment. So if we look at the squad plan, goalkeepers, Everson 3-star, Ward 2.5 star. Centre backs, we have James Justin, Wout Fass, Lewis Brunt, the 3 that it's showing. That's the season after next. We want the current season, don't we? So Evans, Soyuncu, Amati, Fayez also in there, as well as the top 3 centre backs. Wing back on the left, Justin, Luke Thomas and Castagna. Castagna, Justin and Ricardo Pereira on the right. Midfielders, we have Dewsbury Hall, Madison and Tielemans and Ndidi as 4 of the midfielders that can play there. Attacking midfielders, Iheanacho, Dewsbury Hall and Madison, and the strikers, Patson Daka, Iheanacho, Vardy are the three strikers. We could do with improving in the strike force. We could do with probably improving as a goalkeeper. Wing backs, we look pretty strong. In terms of the midfield and attacking midfield, I think we're pretty strong. A centre back as well. So I think what we need to aim for here is a goalkeeper, maybe one more centre back and one more striker. And I feel like we'll have a decent squad. So an absolutely perfect start as Thanawat, Yuri Tillemans and Iosi Perez all considering their options at the end of this season. So that is a great start. That's 3 players gone. I know Thanawat is out for a year plus, but 3 players wanting out straight away. Tillemans and Iosi Perez. Tillemans was going to be a big part of this season, I think, but then again, short-term save, we might just use him for this season and then see where we stand at the end of it. We have played under 21s in the first pre-season friendly. We beat them 3-0, very comfortably done. 2 goals for Patson Daka and Kelechi Iheanacho getting the other one. We've got a fair few friendlies through the month of July before we get into the league season. We're going to play through all of them and hopefully show you the West Ham game before we end this episode and hopefully some transfer business. First bit of transfer business done, and it is a sale. Iosi Perez goes to Aston Villa for £16.5 million, £10 million up front, 6.5 in the back end. Decent little deal. He was going to explore his options at the end of his deal anyway, at the end of this season. So he has gone to Aston Villa for £16.5 million, £10 million straight into that transfer budget. That gives us £20 million now, and hopefully we can find these right players. First bit of business is Alban Lafont coming in for a fee rising to £21.5 million. He will be first choice goalkeeper for the season. The 23-year-old in from Nantes, 4-star potential ability as well. So there might be a little bit of room to improve, but we needed to fix the goalkeeper situation. I think we've done that now. Everson and Ward are decent backups to have, but Alban Lafont is going to lead us into this new season. We're 2 days out from the start of the season. Transfer business has been very, very slow. We've got a deal on the table for a defender. That defender is Victor Nelson from Galatasaray. We're looking to get that done for about £7.5 million. If you just look and compare him with Johnny Evans, who is probably our top centre-back, a little bit lower on the defending. Mental's the same. A little bit less aerially, technicals, attacking, vision, speed and physicals all the same, and if you do them on attributes, pretty even for what they are. And I think he will bolster that defence, especially now we're going to play a 3-man centre backs, so we need cover in that position, and I think Victor Nelson could be perfect for that. We're still on the lookout for a striker. There's been a couple of players that have come to my attention, but at the moment nothing stands out. Nothing's better than Patson Daka, Jamie Vardy or Kelechi Iheanacho. We probably do need a 4th striker just to bolster that up, but I want it to be the right striker and someone who can really challenge and score goals at this level, and at the moment I don't think I've found that player. We are for the first game of the season, the first game of Football Manager 2023 for us. We're going with the 5-3-2. Lafont is in goal. The back 3 of Sernchu, Evans and Almaty. Castagna is left wing back. James Justin is the right wing back. And Ndidi and Keenan Dewsbury Hall are the 2 central midfielders. And James Maddison is playing just behind Patson Daka and Jamie Vardy. The bench, Michael Brighton, Woodface, Dennis Pratt, Yannick Vestergaard, Nampalys Mendy, Yuri Tillemans, Boubacara Soumaré, Harvey Barnes and Kelechi Iheanacho. And let's get into this, and let's hopefully start as we need to go on and start with a victory and prove that we're going to do a better job here than Brendan Rodgers in the 2022-23 season. 53 minutes into this game now, nothing has happened at all. Opening game of the season, very, very poor as Daka wins that ball back. And Ndidi now over halfway. Maddison switches it out to the left hand side and Castagna takes down a bit of space. Can he go past his man? He does go past his man. Drives to the ball line. Castagna pulls it back and Dewsbury Hall is a save by Areola, and that was a brilliant save down to his left. Really well done by Castagna on the left hand side, and Keenan Dewsbury Hall probably should have scored from where he was as that ball goes in, headed away by Zuma, and the threat has gone. I think now another corner on the far side, which will be an outswinger, and it will be Dewsbury Hall once again to take it with his left foot. Outswinger, ball in and headed away. Zonchu nods it back into Daka, out to Dewsbury Hall again. Dewsbury Hall pulls it back to Castagna. Can he get the shot away? And Paqueta takes it off him and will bring it away for West Ham, and the danger is averted. And a couple of good chances there for us. Keenan Dewsbury Hall really should have scored there as we go past the hour mark, still 0-0. Dewsbury Hall now in the centre circle, out to Justin on this right hand side. The wing backs having a lot of freedom here. Looks to go inside, now forced backwards, infield to Ndidi. Daka, Castagna's got space on the left, goes back onto his right foot. Timothy Castagna hits the shot, it's over the bar. Ball fired long, Vardy goes up for it. Daka, Ndidi getting past his man, out to the left hand side and Castagna now. Castagna for Ndidi pulls it back. Dewsbury Hall he's missed again. I thought this time he'd scored. He beat the goalkeeper, he was wide of the post, and Keenan Dewsbury Hall's had the best 2 chances and hasn't scored either of them. Suche into Paqueta. Scamacca. Fornals is beyond his man. Fornals hits a shot and Pablo Fornals gets the opening goal of the game. 82 minutes in, and it's West Ham's first chance of the game. They've hit us on the counter-attack. West Ham lead by a goal to nil. Work from the back. Suche into Paqueta. Scamacca turned it around the corner for Fornals, who was in behind the defenders, cut in field and beats Lafont from the edge of the box. It's a poor opening goal to concede, especially as we've been on top. Keenan Dewsbury Hall should have really put us ahead with two of his chances. We haven't, and it looks as if we're going to open the season with a 1-0 defeat. Very disappointing considering the possession and the chances that we have had. West Ham have had one good chance, 35% possession, but they have grabbed the goals. Pablo Fornals with it, and it has finished West Ham 1, Leicester 0 here in the opening game of the season. So we welcome Manchester City to the King Power as De Bruyne puts this ball in, headed away. Akanji will pick it up, back out to De Bruyne on the left-hand side. Tries to get the cross and it's blocked. Bernardo Silva goes up for it, but it's headed away. And Didi goes up for it. Now Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz into the box now. Pulls it back for Haaland. And Erling Haaland gets his 7th of the season. Running in the second game. What the... Erling Haaland gets his 7th of the season. And it looks like the man's going to be a cheat code once again this season. Ridiculous. 7, and we're only on the 15th of August. So this ball goes into Haaland. Haaland cuts in field, hits the shot. Oh, he's hit the woodwork, and James Justin can get it away. We've gone unchanged with the team that lost 1-0 against West Ham because, all being well, I mean, we played really well in that game. Decent possession. We created some good chances. We just couldn't put them away. That's partly why I wanted a striker. I think Yuri Tillemans is in line to maybe get a start in the next game, especially if we lose this one as we really expect to, as Rodrigo looks into Haaland, who's dropped deep, and he fires it all the way back to Ederson. And Man City will regroup and start again as João Cancelo over halfway now. Cancelo getting away from his man, driving now to that byline, pulls it back onto his left foot. Gundogan touches it past Ndidi. Gundogan into the box and fires it over the bar. Grealish under pressure from Justin. He wins it back off, and that is really well done there. Amati's going to fire up towards Vardy. Touches it down. That's poor from Jamie Vardy. And Daka now picks it up, goes back to Johnny Evans. Under a little bit of pressure, Haaland dispossesses him though. Haaland now, inside right channel, gets to the byline, pulls it back. De Bruyne is arriving and heads it over the bar from the edge of the box. Really didn't have any right to beat Lafont there from that distance. But it looks as if it's only going to be 1-0 at half time. And we, again, are dominating the possession, which looks very good on the stats. We just cannot find a goal to save our lives at the moment. But Dewsbury all there, cutting in field, gets a shot from distance, and Ederson makes a save to his right hand side. Pretty comfortable for him there. Wasn't too much power on the effort, but Dewsbury Hall has been a main threat in our side so far this season. And saying that will probably be one of the last actions of his game, as I think we're going to bring on Yuri Tillemans to replace him and hopefully create something. We're also going to bring on Kelechi Iheanacho for Jamie Vardy, and we're going to bring on Harvey Barnes as well for James Maddison. Give him a little bit of a rest and see what Harvey Barnes can produce. Yeah, he's got half an hour to try and produce something. We've been under the cosh for most of this game, but it's still 1-0, so there's every chance we can get back into it. There's a mistake there. Bernardo and Soyuncu can cut that ball out. Indeed, and we're very sloppy around the back. Ball through for Haaland. Haaland and Lafont takes the ball off him. Barnes now coming forward. Gets past, I thought he got past 2 of his men there, but it'll fall to Iheanacho. Iheanacho looks in field for Tillemans. Akanji under a bit of pressure. Aki, and now Rodrigo and De Bruyne can fire it long for Haaland once again. Great little touch from Haaland there. Gets to the byline. Pulls it back for Bernardo Silva, who's arriving. It's 2-0 on the hour mark, and that should be the game sealed there. Bernardo Silva firing in from the penalty spot. Really well done there. Inside left channel from Haaland. Got the ball under control. Drove into the box. Pulled it back for the onrushing Bernardo Silva. And it is 2-0 here. Pretty much on the penalty spot. Great finish. Lafont got nowhere near it. Leicester 0, Man City 2. And it is what they've deserved here. 23 shots, 7 on target, 2-0 up. Absolutely bossed us. Again, we've had decent possession for this game. We just haven't managed to convert it into anything. And not that we'd expect to really against Manchester City, as Haaland judges that into Bernardo Silva. Cuts in field and puts it wide of the post. Flashes it past Lafont's goal. And they could have had 4 or 5 here easily. I didn't know what to expect going into this game against Man City. We've played some decent stuff, but just we don't look like scoring, and that's the only problem. The balls into the strikers haven't been great today, as Bernardo Silva gets that ball into Cancelo. Ball over the top. Haaland's in behind once again. Defenders getting back to try and stop him. Hits the shot. Lafont with a good save out for a corner kick on the near side. And like I say, Man City are just really pushing and pushing, looking for that goal as De Bruyne puts the ball in and Lafont comfortably collects it. Really well done there from him. It's averaging a 7 as well today, so even with the 2 goals conceded, still doing pretty well. And it looks as if we're going to end this episode with back-to-back defeats, a 1-0 defeat to West Ham in the opening game, and it looks as if it's going to be a defeat here because I don't see us scoring 2 goals. Joe Cancelo looking to go over halfway. Iheanacho dispossesses him. Out to Patson Daka on the left-hand side. Daka, ball in field, and it's poor again, but it's going to fall to Iheanacho, who's hit the post. We just don't look like we're going to score here. A great chance there for Kelechi Iheanacho. It would have meant nothing, but it looks like it's going to finish 2-0. Not the worst performance in the world. 54% possession. We held on to it pretty nicely. Castagno had a poor game at left wing back. Almaty didn't do great at centre back, but it's what we kind of expected. We didn't expect to beat Man City, and it looks as if we're going to end this episode now. Well, we are going to end this episode now with back-to-back defeats in the league. And with that, we're going to end the episode there. We're going to play through the rest of August. Everton, Northampton in the Carabao Cup, Fulham and Leeds, and then we're going to come back for this month of September, Nottingham Forest, Newcastle and Spurs. Hopefully we can get a couple of results together. Everton are currently bottom of the league. We are 19th, so bottom of the table clash early on. Fulham are in 9th, they've started decently, and Leeds in 10th. Hopefully we can pick up a couple of results in those games and be in the next episode with a few points on the board, and hopefully in a lot better position than we are now. And if you've enjoyed today's episode, if you've enjoyed the start of Football Manager 2023, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time as we get into the month of September, hopefully with some points on the board.